I want to talk about something that I think is a little bit boring, but I want to talk about it anyways. And that boring topic is not that big of a surprise for a spiritual topic, but maybe it is. Um, I'll get to it. Meditation. So, when I started my group, my inner healing circle, my little online group, I decided that we weren't going to do any guided meditations like visualizations. We are going to just sit and meditate. And I, if you're in that group and you remember that and you feel like it was very boring, you can let me know. Or if you've been in a group like that where it was just meditation, no talking, no visualizing, no guidance, no music, let me know what you think about that. I I use meditation apps for sure. I also sit there silently breathing for, 10 minutes, 20 minutes. If I have a lot of time and I'm really getting into that meditation, so 40 minutes, an hour, I don't know. And I think that I meet a lot of people now who have never heard of that or heard of it or thought like, do we do that anymore? Now we have the apps. And I want to say again, I'm not against the apps. I I think there's something to be had for really sitting there quietly, for letting yourself get to the point of boredom. Like if you don't get bored, I don't know what you are bumping up against. I don't know the thing that you are learning about yourself, your way to manage your self awareness, your attention to your breath, noticing when you're not paying attention to your breath anymore, when you're thinking. To me, this is not the only benefit of meditation, obviously. I think it's such an important one though, and I'm really sad if it's going away. The idea of mindfulness, mindfulness. When I say that, it sounds like almost ancient right now, but really being able to be with yourself. And the same is true like in the world of healing. Like on so many of the Reiki social media posts and things like that, I see people are talking about pendulums, they're talking about crystals, they're talking about oracle cards, they're talking about other systems that they're bringing in. And I'm gonna sound like a broken record. I really am not against those other things. I would like to see added into them the self-awareness, the grounding, the ability to really sense energy, and maybe not just coming from your head, but coming from your energy body too. I feel like a lot of times people are healing with their thoughts, not as much with their energy or in their physical bodies. Tell me if you even know what I'm trying to say about that. I feel like if you experience that, you know the difference. And if not, if you're constantly like on a YouTube, watching somebody do Reiki or wave the crystals back and forth, or if you're like always buying, crystals and runes and statues and incense and pendulums and so many things, wands. I have those things too, have had them. Are you stopping to feel the energy through them? Or are you like reading in the guidebook, oh, this means this and that means that and this means that, like staying up in your head? And so I think I think that's what I want to say about meditation, but I would like to hear what you think about that because I think it's kind of I wonder if it's just not happening anymore. I know it is, you know, in some places, but I I would like to see more people doing meditation. Oh, I have one more thing to say about that too. I get it also in this day and age. People there sometimes people really have anxiety or they experience something within their mind body system that makes it really uncomfortable, almost feeling dangerous, unsafe to sit still and be with themselves. And so I'm not suggesting that anybody should put themselves in a situation where they don't feel safe, like forcing themselves to do meditation because that lady online said we should be doing meditation. I don't want you to do that. If your spiritual practices feel empty, if you want to get to like whatever that higher level is and you feel like you're not quite reaching that level, can you sit with yourself? Can you feel your breath? Can you do that without music? In, you know, I was going to say like in the dark. It doesn't have to be in the dark, but I mean without other things coming in to your brain and nervous system and letting it slow down and letting those brain waves start to vibe in a more healing vibe, a more intuitive vibe. Let me know what you think about meditation, just plain sitting there, however you learned to meditate or didn't, watching your thoughts, watching your breath. That's the question. To meditate or not to meditate alone?